I think it says we're live.
Kia ora everyone and welcome back to Mucky Hope Productions. I'm your host Mucky Hope. And oh my god! We're talking about Luke Toki today, guys, the king of the jungle. And since we're talking about such survivor royalty, I had to bring on the most royal people I know in my life. And I'll start off with the handsome man on my right, bringing it in all the way from South Africa. It is our man Richard. How's it going, brother?
Hello, Mucky. Hello, Michelle. I'm happy to be here. It's like 11 a.m. in South Africa, doing it all for the love of Survivor. Can't wait to talk about Luke Toki.
Nice.
Hello,
And,
hello.
she may not be a king, but she's a queen of the jungle. She's a queen in my life, We call her Michelle, but really she's a wind shell. Let's be real. Ladies and gents, it is the amazing Michelle. How's it going?
Well, no, I didn't win this game last weekend. I went down to a country town in New South Wales where I am. There were 27 of us.
Mhm.
Played sort of something called the Red Wedding, Pink Wedding, sort of Survivor / Game of Thrones / game.
Okay.
Yes, I was voted out. I was blindsided. I was the move. Someone wanted to make the move, a big move.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
the move. Get Michelle out at final 7.
So you'll lose Shell.
Lucia.
I'm Michelle.
Michelle.
Oh, well, that's very devastating to hear.
Blindsided by my own alliance.
That's
So,
a bit of
yeah.
a compliment, though, surely.
Yeah. Backhanded.
I was a little bit angry. They came up to me. I said, "Don't even talk to me. Don't." It took me 20 minutes to get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, speaking of, having 20 minutes to get over something, I can't even bloody get over it. I'm just so mad constantly. I've got this, subpar musician right next to me. Like Stags Yarrow,
More like
Sucks, Yarrow.
Yag Starrow.
Yag Starrow, indeed. Everyone, please welcome Hamish, Stags Yarrow.
Hello. Yes, I am. Hey, I thought we were comparing us to royalty.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
Do
he's
you know
Scottish,
any-
is he? Is he
Are
Scottish?
you Scottish?
Hey,
Hamish
Mitch.
is a Scottish name. Yeah.
Actually, Michelle, if you thought my Scottish accent on the podcast was bad, Hamish, would you like to share our trip back from Topor?
Oh, bro. Yeah, we were walking back to wherever we were staying, the accommodation from Pack and Save or something, and the whole way, because it's in public, like we're just walking by strangers in broad daylight, and he's going like, I can't even do your Scottish accent.
I've got a Scottish accent.
Yeah,
I'm from Scotland.
yeah, and then I felt so embarrassed because people were looking at us, and I was associated with you.
Yeah.
These random people from Topor. I wanted to go up to them and be like, I don't approve of this.
And how long's the drive again to Topor?
It's only like 4 hours.
Yeah. So every now and then throughout the 4-hour journey, I'd just be like, my heritage is important to me. I'm Scottish.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
crazy.
And as always, let's welcome the mad dog himself, Gabe, to the chat. At least, Michelle, you weren't first boot like Mucky's gonna be.
Yeah, no, true. Very true.
So I've got some
Well said,
special news about that for you, Mr. Gabe, and I'll talk about it towards the end of the podcast. But we're all here today, though, to talk about Luke Toki, the king of the jungle, the original king of Australian Survivor. And I've said a few times he's my favorite player. I mean, it's just more of a chill statement. It's not like I've got his creeping jumper right here. It's not like I have another creeping jumper right here, which Hamish has to wear. And it's not like I have a creeping face mask as well. I'm just a chill fan.
God.
There's nothing obsessive or super fan or anything like that. I'm just a chill standard fan. And
I'm gonna text Luke Toki and tell him he should get a restraining order, bro.
you probably should. I'm coming to Australia. You better watch out, Luke. But Michelle,
This is a good scarf.
Yes.
that's good.
I can't be bothered putting it on properly.
Put it in front of you. Trying it on.
Yeah. But Michelle, explain to us, who is Luke Toki? What's his game history? Why is he here representing
game
Australia?
history? Okay, he first played in, I'm just going to remember the years because I don't remember the years, in 2017. He didn't do too badly for a first game. He came 7th. And he aligned himself with Jericho, which was such a
Yeah.
fun alliance because they were just mad. And they didn't play your normal sort of game of Survivor. They just did crazy things. Came back in Champions versus Contenders, met David. David was his alliance member. When David went out, he changed alliances and he was quite instrumental in creating blindsides of a lot of different people. So he did quite well. He didn't win any immunity challenges in the first season, but won 4 in the second. So I think he I don't know, he just got better as second game. And is he going to get better in his third game?
Well, also in between 2019 and now, he played on Celebrity Big Brother, VIP Big Brother, where he easily won that. As well as like a complete landslide. He was just socially connected with everyone, made crazy moves, and no one could stop him. He came on to do Traders Australia as well, where he was unfortunately taken out at the halfway point. And once him and Annabelle were gone, I think everyone can say that the season was a bit of a downhill slope from there in terms of entertainment.
That was shocking. They were both going to do so well if other people had listened to them, but yeah, I think they were. Well, I think he was seen as more of a threat than Annabelle was. I mean, they were both great characters on that show. Yeah. And also on Big Brother, he's got a great social game, and Australia loves him. And he was only the 3rd international Survivor player to play Big Brother.
Oh, really?
Now I think Cerie's the 4th now. There's not a big crossover between Survivor and Big Brother sort of thing. They don't generally, go over to Big Brother. They're such different games.
Yeah.
Well, there's such different games in that they're still in a house or on a beach, and they're still strategizing and they're still forming alliances, but the way people are voted for and voted out is a bit different.
Yeah. And Richard, he's coming in here. As Gabe brings up, he's coming into the season with the most connections. He's coming in with his season 2, frenemy and Sarah, his ride or die with David. He played with Janine very closely as well, the godmother of Australia. And outside of the game, he's quite good friends with Kirby. Have you got high hopes for Luke coming into the season?
Yeah, I mean, he's a mining technician, so you can understand, in that sort of like business or industry, you have to be friendly with everyone because you get to work like long hours, and I think that's how the relationship between him and Kirby developed. And then we look at him playing in his first season. Remember that, like him and who won the season? They had like the cookie jar thing where they bonded over it. Jericho. Yeah. And then the guy won. So I think even when he was voted out of his first season, it was quite sad to see. For me, I've seen a lot of vote outs, but that one was pretty sad. So I think coming into this season, a lot of fans love him. He's a good strategist, socially one of the best. So I'm looking forward to see him. So hopefully he does do well, but like who knows? The game is going to be so chaotic and explosive.
Yeah, well, Hamish, as Gabe brings up here, Luke loves to make crazy plans that backfire on him. Well, one of my favorite moments of Luke is at the very first tribal he's ever at, where he runs up to the voting parchment and he just screams back, "Oi, how do you spell Henry?" He's a cheeky guy. He loves to cause a little bit of chaos. But do you think it's going to come to bite him in the ass this season?
I think he'll. Oh man, because he could be like, I've been growing a lot as a player, so now I can show people how strategic I've become. Or he could be like, oh, this is just a season with all these like really good people. I'm not going to take it too seriously because everyone's just gaming hard. I'm going to go back to like old school Luke and just be an idiot. I kind of hope for the latter.
Yeah.
And I think that like obviously everyone is a threat to an extent here. So there's always that, are they going to get voted out early because they're a threat? But I think there are people way more like that than Luke, like George and stuff, that people are just going to have that mind, get George out, and that people will just enjoy the funniness, the personality of Luke while they're trying to get George or somebody like that out. That I think that he'll do well and kind of just do what he does.
Yeah. And Michelle, was such a shortened season as well. Do you think that the social game is probably going to be the biggest factor with all these like legends as well? Because Luke arguably has one of the best social games in Australia.
Yeah.
So do you think there'll be enough to like really carry him over?
Yeah, but also there'd be pre-gaming as well. But
yeah,
if he makes it to merge, has he pre-gamed with the internationals? So yeah, as it is a big social thing, and you've got to be really quick to get in there and, you know, be warm and not false.
Yeah.
You know, who's false and who's warm. Luke is very warm, and I think he'd do very well in the social game like he always has. Yeah. But yeah, shortened season. I mean, it's really tricky. It took him a while when he was paired with Abby and David left. I mean, he was instrumental in blindsiding Simon and Janine. But then he blindsided Abby. And then without having his alliance, he was voted out fourth. He was fourth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it have been better if he hadn't, you know, blindsided his own alliance member? Would he have got to the final tribal? We don't know.
Yeah.
But he's got to be smarter in not taking out his own alliance member, because the people who aren't in your alliance aren't as tied to you. So, yeah, it was a bit of a weird move he did, but I mean, if the other people want to do it and you can't even get any further, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah, well, he certainly loves the theatrics for things as well. Like another great move that Luke's done, in my opinion, was, I know we talk about all the time, the Tessa move, where without any idols or advantages, before the whole new era, lose your vote and all that sort of crap, he pulled off a 3-2 vote at the final 9. And everyone thought they're in the majority. Like, how bloody crazy is that? And then, like with the Abby move, he sends Baden home with the safety as power advantage, you know, straight back to camp, and makes a 2-1-1 vote to get rid of Abby.
Yeah, I mean, the Tessa blindside, that was a pretty tense episode. That scramble was definitely very, like, you know, it felt very like it had built up to this point, you know, like it, you know, very. Yeah, bro, just pull stuff off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does. But
he thinks fast.
But Michelle, as Gabe said, you know, like it backfired on him and Sarah as well. Dirk and Sarah's potentially going to have some trauma with Luke in terms of, last time I worked with this guy, he bloody got me voted out. You know,
maybe, or maybe it's water under the bridge. Will Janine hold a grudge against him still? Will she not want to work with him? It depends how far they've come since the game. Are they still in contact? Have they not spoken to each other at all? If they haven't spoken to each other, they may just go for each other. You know?
Yeah.
True.
Well, I guess let's talk about some of the main connections he does have on the Australia tribe. Then we'll sort of move on to the world. So we've got David, obvious pairing. I know that when we talked about David, there was that question of, are they going to stay loyal together to the very end?
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's going to happen, Michelle? Are they going to stay loyal to each other all the way to the very end?
I don't know. I was thinking that as I was writing my notes. They're great mates.
Yeah.
But I had great mates last Saturday night. But, you know.
You've been burned, bro.
When something's on the line, you can get stuffed over.
Yeah, and I guess it is almost like a fun sort of summer camp kind of season, with it being like so short, you know, in terms of number of players and days. You know, it's only like 2 weeks long, right? So if he votes out David at like, you know, the final 6, just in like 3 days' time, they'll be reunited again, right? So, like, I can see a chance where maybe they do turn on each other, especially because David's won the show and Deal or No Deal Ireland, and Luke might be like, well, it's time for me to be the king. You get what I mean? So,
and maybe because they're good enough friends and they've played a few seasons.
That's a key question.
I don't think David, in, you know, how close of a friend are they? But, you know, there's all the clauses that they can't tell people, or else they don't actually get their winnings when it airs.
Yeah.
Is Parvati going to tell people? If she does tell people, then yeah, David's going to be targeted before Luke. But I don't think David would have told Luke. He might have told him he played. He could have told him and told him to keep it secret. But then would Luke target David as a friend just because he's won some money?
No, I think these guys even have a podcast together. I doubt they're gonna come after each other.
Do they really?
I think
yeah,
the
it was
opposition.
like 2021 or something. It was like, what
But
kind
not
of
now.
podcast is this? No,
Not now.
I mean, I'd vote you out, Michael.
I'd vote you out too, Hamish. I mean, we aren't friends, so
yeah, true. So it's not really the same thing.
no, it's really,
yeah.
it's
I'm
really
being
not.
blackmailed.
Exactly. But just some comments I do want to read out. Luke would definitely be safe. It's just when he has to turn on his friends, it will be hard. Luke has to vote off his friends eventually, has to not piss them off. Well, that's something that's very special about Luke, is that he does in such a goofy way. You know, whether he swings at you and misses. Like, I remember at the start of Champions vs. Contenders, he voted for Pia in the first tribal. And by the next episode, they're working together as like close allies, him, Pia, David, and Janine. So, like, I think he can very easily just sort of turn things around as like, but I got you, jokes. So that's kind of his superpower. And Luke and David will work together, but David probably gets targeted before Luke. Well,
it's probably right.
Well, Hamish, there are two kings on this tribe. We've got the king of the jungle, and we've also got King George. Both are massive personalities. Both
two
have
kings and a god. And
yeah.
What's Janine?
A godmother. We got like
two kings, a god, and a godmother, and then nobody's.
The family tree basically goes Janine, David, and then like the two sons of George and Luke.
Yeah. And then who we got? Sarah.
You got Shawnee, she's mother, right?
Shawnee,
true.
Shawnee's mother. Yeah, but does mother come before king?
Is it like the mother of the king, or like the mother that the king is like has made a mother? You know?
Yeah. Well, Shawnee did save George and her as first villain, so
yeah.
You know, so would it go like Luke because he didn't need saving, Shawnee mother, and then they birthed George.
Where does that leave Sarah?
I don't know. She hasn't played since 2017. Everyone's kind of
she's like the like adopted niece.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or she's maybe like the cool aunt that comes around every Christmas, but you always keep forgetting
her name.
Yeah.
Her name. Yeah. It's like, hey, I remember you.
And
your aunt, what's his face?
Kirby's the dangerous aunt, the crazy one.
Yes.
Who does all the weird things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, that's Michael.
Yeah, that is me. I'm a crazy
I
aunt.
really don't think Sarah has a chance. Just bringing Sarah into the fore, just here, just no chance at all.
No. Well, I guess let's quickly talk about Luke and George, and we'll move on to Luke and Sarah. Hamish, do you think that there's a chance that George and Luke will work together, or is that once again similar with David?
I think like I'm foreseeing that like George is gonna go up to Luke and be like, "Oh, we're both such big game players. Oh, we can work together." And Luke's gonna be like, hell yeah. And then there's gonna be like a confessional straight afterward where Luke's just like, "Nah, man, I'm the king of the jungle." I reckon it's gonna be like that.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, how about you, Richard? You know, because obviously these are both massive personalities, and George, he loves having his own ways. Same thing with David. I feel like Luke's pretty like flexible with that kind of stuff. But can you see a scenario where they do end up working together, both in being massive threats?
I mean, the only way I see it happening is if maybe George has an alliance with Kirby, and then Kirby brings in Luke. But for me, it's unlikely. I think those two are definitely not going to work together. It just doesn't make sense, especially for Luke to let go of his like social web in that Australian tribe and then choose to work with George of all people. It just does not make sense. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. Well,
actually, Kirby and George would have met.
Yes.
At Ferris's things.
Yeah.
True. And just to bring back this commentary from Gabe as well, if David does get taken out first, like God forbid he's the first boot, that'd actually be crazy. Would Luke maybe then scramble to try work with George, both of them being like, you know, the two big like male threats of the tribe and being some of the biggest names, non-winning names out there?
I mean, I'd love to see it, but as far as I'm concerned, it's just not likely. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, Michelle, how about with Shawnee? You know, both of them get praised for their amazing social games. Both of them are huge fan favorites of Australia. You reckon there's a shot there between Luke and Shani?
I think there's a shot.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Shani's going to trust David. I just don't think she will. So I think there's a shot there. I think Shani's too different from Sarah to align. So yeah, I think Shani. Look, I don't see Sarah as a strong woman. I see Kirby as a strong woman and Shani, and I see Shani trying to get in with Kirby, but they're so different as people. I don't know whether Kirby would be able to tolerate Shani.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, she tolerated Kelly for the longest time, right? So I'm sure Kirby can make it happen.
Yeah.
And I think maybe Sarah and Shani could bond over like girl stuff, like designer bags and stuff, and they become an alliance, like the girlies try. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, and they should call it the Witch's Coven. I reckon that would
and poverty.
Yeah, they worked so well last time. Sarah is the only way the big Luke group breaks early. Yeah, I 100% see that. Well, I guess, we haven't really talked about her much throughout the series, but Janine, where do you see Janine fitting into this, Michelle? Is she like going to stick with David and Luke, or is she going to try to do her own thing?
I think she'll try and do her own thing.
Exactly.
She's very good at reading the room, as they say. I think she'll figure out who's really close and try not to go with them and go with people who aren't close, and then they can go against David and Luke. If David and Luke are the major players who are always together, Janine should just go up for them, go for them.
I mean, she's already done it once, right? Her and Pierre led the charge to get out David in 2019. How about some of the World Tribe? Hamish, I recently showed you all of everything to do with Tony, Spy Shack, Spy Bunker, Spy Nest. Yeah. Luke also makes Spy Nest.
I think that Luke would probably have that like how obviously you would want to work with Luke because you look up to him. I feel like Luke would have that with Tony as well. He'd be like, "Oh, I get to work with the Spy Shack guy,"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like, Richard, it would just be such crazy energy, right? Yeah. You've got like Tony and his like hyper high energy, Luke and his hyper high energy sort of meshing together.
Just making llama sounds,
Yeah, just making llama sounds just constantly.
Man, I think it would be fun because I think if we look at the first time Luke played, you can say he modeled his game based on how Tony played, like Spy Shack, the social, the running around camp, King of the Jungle thing, finding idols. The games really mirror each other. So seeing them play together, knowing that Luke is such a fan of Tony, would be like a girl's dream come true or something. It's crazy.
Yeah. How about anyone else on the World Tribe, Michelle? Can you see Luke working really well with anyone else on the World Tribe?
Suri or something.
Not Rob, not Suri. Maybe Tony, maybe, or the guy from what's his name?
Finland.
The Nordic guy.
Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah. Really, you can't see Suri
gosh,
to work with Luke?
Imagine how wrong we are when we actually get to watch it.
And then Sarah wins by a landslide.
Yeah.
Sarah dominates everyone when we watch it.
Exactly. Like Luke, David, George, Shani.
That's the order that they go out.
Yeah, that's the first 7 boots right there.
Imagine.
Gosh, what a depressing season that would be. Lucas, Timu, Tony. Tony would be a good show. Yeah, I can see that. I can see Luke and Tony at least working together for one vote. I don't know how long they would
just for the meme, and then they've done it, and then they can be like, okay, cool, this is gonna get
exactly.
Yeah.
Luke is good at endearing himself to others, might get people from World Tribe to work with them. 100%. I mean, I've talked about this to death, right? But like the fact that him and David survived a 7-2 minority tribe swap without playing a single idol is just mind baffling to me. just really goes to show just how great their social and strategic games are. The fact that they pulled that
to find those cracks and to create those cracks.
Yeah. And Richard, as we talked about, is coming in with the most connections. Do you think they're really going to matter this season, like having these pre-game connections, or do you reckon it's all going to get thrown out the window once they actually are on the beach?
Yeah, my thing about pre-game relationships is that it'll benefit you when the game starts, in terms of you don't have to do so much work to get to know people because you already know them. But the drawback on that is when you all get to merge and you have to vote out someone you've been best friends with for 5 to 10 years, they're likely going to hate you for it because you've killed their dream, knowing that their family, they have these dreams that they want to sort of like reach with all the money. And when you backstab someone like that, it really gets so personal that they might not vote for you at the end. So I think it's a double-edged sword, like a blessing and a curse.
I guess another thing as well on that is, like you say, like you don't have to do that whole getting to know everyone. You've kind of already got the social, like ice-breaking stuff out of the way, but you might go into it being like, oh yeah, I'm mates with this guy because I pre-gamed with him. And then it might be easier for you to get blindsided by them because you just assume that you're going to work together.
Exactly.
And then you're kind of more vulnerable.
Yeah. All right, Michelle, how far is he going? Do you see him being an early boot, or do you reckon he's in it for the long haul?
I think he gets past merge.
I agree.
Definitely.
Yeah. He's too likable.
Yeah, 100%. He's too likable. I can see him being one of like the few massive names making it past merge. Like I talked about with Caroline, but I think Parvati makes merge as well. I can see like them, maybe like Sari as well, being some of the big names that makes it forward. But I agree, Gabe. He's in it for the long haul, baby. He's actually my winner pick as well for the season.
Is he?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I what gave it away. I wonder what gave it away.
So shocking.
Yeah. And they're all getting paid to play. What? I thought they were going for free. Yeah.
That's it.
No, but they're all getting paid to play, and since it's such a short season as well, I can see it sort of being like, well, it's a short, fun season. We might as well just do what I do best, So George is gonna be like, I'm the king of Survivor. Like, you'd be like, no, I am. We're gonna see a lot of chaotic, fun stuff between everyone. Like, I'm so excited to watch it. But Richard,
because it's going to be short, though, you might not really be able to see as much of George doing what George does, for example, or Luke doing it, because it might just be so quick. Like maybe George is only in 3 episodes. Can you actually see him do his stuff? If Luke's only in 3 episodes, can you actually see him do his stuff?
Yeah, true.
Food for thought.
It's a food for thought. But Richard, any sort of final closing remarks on Luke?
I think he's a lovely guy and he's good at challenges. He's almost like the trifecta of he's good at challenges, social game, and strategic game. One thing I'm looking forward to see in the merge is if him and Siri are gonna bond, because both of them are quite likable, and I think they have a good grasp on the whole merge tribe. So that's personally something I'm looking forward to. I think him and David are going to be besties. He's definitely not going to work with George. But yeah, that's just my prediction. Seems so obvious.
Yeah, I know you're a massive George fan, so I do have to ask you, who do you think will make it further though, Luke or George?
King George, of course.
Wow,
like, I love
I'm
that
so surprised.
He's gonna find idols. He's like what Janine said about Dirty Harry. He's like a cockroach that like can survive nuclear bombs. He's just gonna make it somehow. I don't know how.
Yeah. Well, Richard, I'm not superstitious, but I am a little titious. Did you see on one of George's recent reels that there's another tattoo?
What?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah, no, like you can't see exactly what it is, but it's like a mark sort of going across the arm.
I saw it like a month ago, and then Mucky actually saw it better, in a better focus, even though it wasn't really focused at all. But you sort of cemented my thinking that I had seen it. And then I'm like, I didn't ask him because I don't want to ask him.
Yeah.
I should ask him. Should I ask him?
Just be like, look, I don't want spoilers, but is that advantage on your arm? No, but don't tell me. No, but I want you to show me. Oh, but.
Give me hints.
I'll see if he answers me. If he doesn't answer me, that means he's got something.
Exactly. Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah. Well, how exciting. Oh my gosh. And the season is obviously it's not coming out June 22nd. For all those people that's like, oh, but it's coming out. It's like, no, it's not. Otherwise, it would be a blindside to release it without any marketing for it.
Imagine.
You know. But also I would feel bad for my manager here because I'd just be like, sorry, I'm going to Australia.
Yeah, I'm going to Australia. Give me annual leave. I'm giving you unpaid leave. Gotta
wait till August.
Yeah, early August, hopefully. But Michelle, how about you?
All right, I've asked him. Let's see what happens.
You've asked him?
Yeah. George right now is the that meme format where it's just like, I won't tell you, but there will be signs. He's the epitome of that right now. I won't tell you if I got an advantage, but there will be signs.
Well, I used to write to Ferris and he wouldn't answer me, but he put like an emoji there, and I'm like, oh, that's good. I think that's a good emoji, Ferris.
Yeah, but any sort of final remarks you wanna make on Luke?
Look, it'd be nice if he won. Because he's got a daughter with cystic fibrosis, and he's at the hospital so much, and it takes a toll. And having the extra money is nice. But I don't think he's going to win unless
everyone else just
David's there. Oh no, if David's there, David's going to win. I don't know who he'd win against. That's the thing.
Like maybe like Sarah and Janine or something.
Oh, he'd definitely win against Sarah and Janine.
Yeah.
Kirby maybe as well.
Maybe some people on the wall.
Yeah.
I just like this idea in my mind of Sarah coming out and playing a George style game where she's just like, Queen Sarah.
Wasn't she like a pageant queen or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, she was a model or something. Yeah,
a model,
No. Like I guess it really depends, because I can see Luke wanting to go to the end with massive players. He said so many times he would have gone to the final two with David, because obviously they've gone through so much together. So they're just the best man play it out. Same thing with Jericho, so I can see him either finding David or maybe even Tony as well, being like, you know what, why not just go to them together?
Yeah.
Something for me personally, I've always wanted to see like a Luke and Cirie final two, because I feel like that would break the internet. I've got the biggest fan favorite of America going up against the biggest fan favorite in Australia. It would just be.
Oh, what about Cirie, Rob, final three? Cirie, Rob, and Luke. Like
Rob is great, but imagine if it was like Luke, Cirie, and like Santini or Chappies.
Chappies.
Yeah,
Chappies.
Like that would have been
Imagine
great.
Chappies and Luke on a season together.
They
would be the best alliance ever.
The chaos.
But can you imagine them, Tony and David all together though? Oh my gosh. Now that's a sausage fest I want to squeeze into. You know
what I reckon the best alliance would be?
What?
Luke and Rogue.
Rogue would be a phenomenal alliance member. Like that's who someone Luke can beat.
Luke and Rogue, bro. Take Rogue to the end. Nah, Rogue would beat Luke, bro.
She would actually. Yeah.
Rogue is the single best Survivor player to ever have played.
I 100% agree. Like, why isn't she on the Australian tribe and the world tribe? Because she's part
at the same time.
Right?
I've got a better one.
Okay.
Luke and Caroline. Could you imagine? Luke and Caroline.
Is this Caroline from Times vs Rebels or?
No, US. Or is it Carolyn?
Carolyn.
Carolyn.
Yeah, I was thinking Caroline from Times vs Rebels, mate. Like, I love Caroline, but it's not even close,
Caroline is so fun.
Brendan, I do.
Michelle, stop it.
Rob Kool-Aid. Yes, I love Rob.
Well,
wait till we talk about him.
Well, I'll get to that in just one hot second, but Hamish.
Yes.
Any final remarks on Luke?
He's an average guy. He's not bad. He's an okay guy. The show Survivor, it's okay. It doesn't take a lot of skill. It's a game of luck, really.
Yeah, it really
is. Really, it's like roll of the dice. Yeah. Luke's funny.
Yeah.
I hear enough about him every day. I feel like my brain's pretty desensitized. Like, I could sleep if you just yelled Luke Toki, I'd sleep through it because I just hear it so much. It's like white noise at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. At Hamish's recent gig, I even shouted, "King of the Jungle, baby!" That's for.
Oh gosh, really?
I'm not upset. I'm just a chill fan, guys. Calm down, okay? I don't know why.
Hamish, sorry.
He comes to my gig and yells "King of the Jungle." Not about me. He's not saying, "Wow, Stags Yarrow, your music's so great. You're the king of the jungle." No, he comes and he's just like, "Does everyone have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior, Luke Toki?"
Luke Toki.
I hope he watches this.
If he watches, I might actually pass out. I don't know which will be more surreal.
He's in the group now.
Daddy. He's in the group?
Yeah, he never used to be, but he's in the group now. His wife's always been in the group. So maybe they will look at this. If they do, hi.
See his face.
Oh my God. Hey. Really sorry for the bad thumbnail. My editing skills were shit. So sorry if you look at it and be like, what the hell is this? But I guess just to wrap things up on Luke, like, no surprises, he's my favorite player. He actually got me into Survivor. 2017 was the first full season I ever properly watched, and seeing him just like cause chaos and do random shit. I was like, oh my God, I want to be like that. That's a game I love, and I love people when they just take the piss, and he does that all the time. So really bloody excited to see him play. And I hope he wins. I wish him all the best as well. I hope his daughter is doing all right in the hospital as well. That would be a pretty mad win for him if he can win it for his daughter and whatnot. But that does bring us to the end of the podcast though. And just before I reveal who we're going to be talking about next, I do just want to give a quick cheeky announcement to everyone. So Mad Dog Gabe says that at least you're not first boot like Mucky. Well, tomorrow night, same time as this podcast, 9 p.m. New Zealand time, 7 p.m. AEST, I'm going to be playing Equilibrium, something like that.
Equilibrium.
Equilibrium.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like an online reality game. It's like an online social strategy game, and it's podcasters versus players. So you've got Shannon Gus, you've got Alex from Speaking Llama, Annabelle from Traders, and Babes on the Brink. Ryan V. Brink, if you know who he is, going up against Simon, Ferris, Karen, Eileen. So many huge names going to be on it.
You've basically got 23 hours to figure out how to have good social game, how to be funny.
Have you done any pre-gaming?
No. Why would I pre-game? Mucky's first words as a baby was King of the Jungle. You're damn right. But
which brings us to the final segment of the podcast, which is when Michelle monologues about Rob for 45 minutes.
I need to get my essay ready.
But let me just get my cue cards. How'd these get here?
But I'll be playing that tomorrow night, 9 p.m. New Zealand time, 7 p.m. Sydney time. I will be posting the link to watch it. It's going to be on Twitch, on our Instagram at Mucky Hope Productions, or if you follow my main at muckyhope.mh. So keep an eye out for links. If you're confused on how anything works, flick me a message and I'll help you out. But it should be exciting. As Mucky, have fun. Thank you, Gabe. I'll make sure that the first vote is at least somewhat exciting.
As in, you'll be out on the first vote. You'll have fun. You'll have fun for 5 minutes, and then you'll be like, "All right, guys. Anyway, that's the end of the stream.
Goodbye, everyone."
I had so many snacks ready, but now I'm just going to go to bed.
Well, because they did a traders one last weekend where our friend Michelle Sam was in it. We had Sam, Jane, Mike and Dylan from New Zealand. Annabelle was in it. So many UK and Canada players as well. And as I won't spoil.
Wait, they had the doll from The Conjuring?
they did have the doll from The Conjuring. You know, that's what I'm going up against on the podcast.
Oh, true.
Right? Yeah,
she's in the glass cabinet still.
Oh no, she's out.
Oh, true.
Yeah, she's out now. Yeah. No, but
who's hosting? Who's hosting?
I think it's Dylan from Surviving New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And also Dirty Harry's going to be part of it. You know,
Yes.
bloody
Really?
Dirty Harry. He's an absolute legend. Yeah.
Wow.
I had to brag, but he added me on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's Dirty Harry." He added me on Instagram.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I completely freaked out about it. It was,
Yeah.
so
You know,
funny.
he's pre-gaming. Did
Maybe.
you actually reply? Did you actually say hello?
Well,
No, he fainted.
Good at yeah, I
You're
fainted.
seriously not good at this, are you?
Well, I like playing the whole mysterious vibe. Like, yeah, you can follow me.
He blocked him.
Oh,
All socials.
I didn't even follow him back. I was like, yeah, that's right. You follow me. You know.
Oh my.
Yeah, Harry's probably like,
wish you
let's
well.
figure out who our first spook's gonna be.
I wish you well, but God help
He
you.
egged his house.
Yeah, I'll just show up. It's like, hey, you want a pre-game? Just show up at Harry's house with Oscar. You know.
Oh,
Say hi to
yes.
Oscar.
Oscar, yeah,
baby.
Harry's kid, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
true.
Does Harry have a child now, or
Does he?
He does.
Oh no. Wait, does he
Oh.
actually have a child now?
I think so? Yes, but he didn't name the child Oscar for some reason. But yeah,
Oh, that would have
Awesome.
been devastating. That would have been so
Yeah.
great. Never known. Anyways, that does bring us to the end of our podcast. Richard, I want you to take a guess. Who from the World Tribe are we going to be talking about next?
World Tribe. Let me think. It must be Tony.
Maybe.
Is
Maybe.
it not? I don't
Maybe
know.
Michelle,
Not.
I want you to take a guess.
From the World Tribe. Well, we did a girl, so it's going to be a boy.
Yes.
Rob.
I don't know.
Good.
Maybe.
I don't-
How are you, Hamish? Who are we going to be talking about next?
All right. So what did you guys both say? Rob and
Tony.
Tony. Okay, so heads is Rob. Fuck. Okay, I need another coin. oh, you got it. You got it. Sweet.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
Heads was who? Heads was Tony, right?
I guess so.
It's Tony.
Oh, my
Tony.
boy. So we're gonna have to wait a few more episodes before we get the monologue for Rob.
We won't actually be on that episode. It's just gonna be Michelle just solo it.
Yeah.
No one else
We have a day
talking.
off.
This is my show.
No, it's actually going to be Sari.
Oh,
You know,
Oh, I
talk
love
about
her.
the big fan favorite of Australia. Why not talk about the big fan favorite of America? You know,
Oh,
she's
come
coming
on.
into
My
season
favorite.
15.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Favorite,
Why not,
favorite.
right? Yeah, and so keep an eye out on when we're going to be talking about Sari. But if you are new to the channel, though, so I'm using my keypad. It's a bit weird, but subscribe for Cheeky Naughty Times.
yeah.
My gosh, that's
That's
what
just
all.
wrong. That's just so wrong.
Michael,
Yeah.
Cheeky Naughty Times is like what he's always known. It's his bread
Yeah.
and butter.
This is my bread and butter. Like at MacPack, people think I'm like serving.
Okay,
customers,
all right,
but-
wait, relax, change, move on.
Okay, never mind. I can't talk about our work, but yeah, make sure you subscribe, leave a cheeky like and comment down below. How far is Luke gonna go? Do you guys reckon he's gonna make merge, pre-merge, first boot? Hopefully not. Like if he's first boot, like I won't tell you, but there will be sign. I might be seeing a counselor. I might move away to some hut in Alaska or something. You know,
Mikey Ho
just
Productions
isolate.
will be like disabled.
Yeah, exactly. I would delete the YouTube channel.
It'll just be live streaming, just like Stags Yarrow videos.
Yeah, exactly. Which no one's going to watch, but
Well, no one watches
Staring.
it anyway.
but until next time, guys. I'm your host, Mucky Hope Kakite Ano, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Bye.